The Hazleton area high school swim teams have been fighting the pandemic current just like the rest of us. Also like the rest of us, they've been getting by with some help from their family.
Even when I had practice canceled due to pandemic reasons, my parents were still pushing me to do stuff at home even when I just didn't want to get out of bed in the morning.
They've been getting by with some help from their friends.
This is a serious and could be a scary time right now. Who's kept things light?
Definitely Sabrina Campbell.
Yeah,
She brings all of our spirits up, yeah. She's just always making us laugh. She's always making some kind of comment that just brings everyone's spirits up and makes the situation so much better.
And while they can't pack the natatorium with fans, they have received reminders of just how big their swimming family is and how special it is to be a part of it.
I think one of the neatest things was getting messages and phone calls from alumni, telling me, how important part of a life that the swim team, being part of the swim team was when they were there and thanking me for, those times. And that really meant a lot. Those 500 wins have a lot of memories packed into them. And I just, it was just neat reminiscing with some of the alumni.
Riding these waves of support, the Cougars and Lady Cougars have just kept swimming. After swimming in the preliminary rounds at the PIAA AAA State Championships last season, Hazleton area's Tony Goldstone watched as everything started to get canceled. With uncertainty still lingering during the summer of 2020, Goldstone took matters into his own hands to make sure he'd be ready for his senior swimming season.
My entire career, I've been looking forward to my senior season. I've been looking forward to doing the best that I can for the last time. Like, this was, if anybody watched the Michael Jordan documentary, this was really my last dance. Like, this was the most that I could do with it. So it was just the sheer willpower to excel. Like, I just wanted to excel so bad. I worked for myself like a dog all offseason just to try to get to the spot that I could be and try to get to as best as I could be this year. And I think having the pandemic, you see that wall in front of you, but it's just like any other obstacle. Like, you have to go through it. You just have to adapt. You have to overcome, because the strongest people will adapt and overcome to any situation that's thrown at them.
A positive attitude, a lot of research, and a bunch of workouts he learned from his gym teacher, Mike Shabelik, helped Goldstone prepare for his last dance as he aims at making it to states for the 4th straight season.
The way that I always like to look at it is that I don't ever go into a race thinking that I can't win. I don't ever go into something thinking that, oh, well, this is a lost cause. I try to keep that positive motto the entire time. And I just really try to embody positivity, because in the end, if you're going to be negative, you're already putting one foot in the grave. I definitely, this year, you can't predict anything that was going to happen. Even the fact that we're here right now is a blessing. But it was very much like I didn't know what was coming, but I was going to charge head on and hope that it was going to be for the best.
So how have things been going since competition started?
The season so far has been really good, actually. Despite the fact that we haven't had too many practices, we haven't had too many times to race, I've done really good for myself, I gotta say. I've been hitting best times in season that I didn't expect to go until I go to college if I swim in college. Like, I've been excelling to a level that I didn't even do for my sophomore and junior jump. So it's actually been kind of crazy the way that you see it. I kind of attribute that to the work I did off season. I put a lot off season in just trying to get my body right, trying to get my head and my body in the right kind of framework together so that I could do the best that I can. But I've been doing really good. It's definitely still been more of like where coach needs me to go. That's where I'm going. I'm swimming that race. I'm doing the best that I can. But I think it's just monumental, the strides that people make when they have to deal with adversity.
Goldstone's teammates know what he's talking about, as many have stepped up to help the Cougars and Lady Cougars. Both teams were still undefeated in the Wyoming Valley Conference as I was writing this story.
I think every swimmer has been doing very good this season, especially the new people. They've been working really, really hard, and it's definitely showing in their swimming. And I'm just very proud that we're all sticking with it and continuing to achieve goals.
I just have to give them all the credit in the world for sticking with this, the ups, the downs, the we're here, we're not here. The different practice is definitely different than what it normally is, because we have to try to accommodate for the timing, the time frame that we're in. And, 1 minute we're having a meet, and the next minute it's canceled because another team's in trouble, or, it's now virtual, and they're still keeping each other cheered up and positive the whole way through it. And I just have to say that's just says a lot about them, about their parents raising them, and it's just been wonderful to work with them.
Along with the team's success, there's been some individual accomplishments as well, like Coach Michelle Yakubowski's 500th victory and Tino Dayut and Ryan Kovalik each earning their 1,000th career point.
I've been waiting on that since my freshman year. Definitely a moment I've been looking forward to. To know I finally achieved it, it was definitely a breath of fresh air. It was relieving. It was an amazing experience overall. Definitely something I've been aiming towards, had my sights set on it for 2-3 years now. Definitely worth all the time and build up.
Last season, Kovalik broke the school record in the 500 freestyle and represented Hazleton in that event at the AAA state championships.
I definitely feel stronger physically, but I think the most different thing about it is my mentality. Sophomore year, I'm coming into this. I'm still a young kid at that time. Something I've got all the time in the world to get where I need to be, but now I'm realizing it's a time crunch now. And since I lost all that time already, I got to put in more work than I ever have to get, better, make more improvements, whether it's technique or whether it's just harder training.
For swimmers, I'm sure it's easy to feel like the clock is the enemy as they chase faster and faster times. But if the pandemic has taught the Cougars and Lady Cougars anything, it's to cherish every moment, right down to the 10th and 100th of a second.
The lesson I learned is, never take anything for granted, never take any moment with your friends, with your family, with your teams, anyone in school, out of school. Never take it for granted because it's, just gone like that. With how this pandemic has been going. So I'm just taking every moment I can.
For SSPTV Sports, I'm Ken Kara.